Hey guys, I'm back with another one of my collectibles. Today I have MP-39 Sunstreaker. This is Masterpiece Sunstreaker from Takara. Let's go ahead and open them up and take a look. Just front of the box, real nice artwork. I hate this long life design. I think that takes away from the traditional black box. Plus it overlaps on the actual artwork itself, so this is something I don't like. I do appreciate the artwork and the time that they spend on these boxes, so it kind of sucks that they put this here. Hopefully this will go away with the 2018 releases, since this was part of a 2017 award that they actually won. Back of the box, as you can see, it's pretty cool. It's got everything, shows you everything there. I mean, that's all very, very typical for Masterpiece. Let's go ahead and crack them open real quick here. Alright, let's take a look what we got. Put the box off to the side. So there we go. We have Sunstreaker. Looks like he comes with that cartoon face when they were doing that TV show. Comes with a couple of swap out faces. He's got the chip figure, the wheelchair. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Go ahead and see what we got here. Okay, let's go ahead and take out Mr. Sunstreaker. Of course, you've got the instructions. Looks like he comes with an extra set of mirrors. Yeah, looks like an extra set, or maybe these are used somehow. But yeah, I mean, he already has mirrors, so this looks like an extra set for now. He's got the file card, and then obviously the instructions. We'll put all that over to the side. Let's take a look at this little chip figure. His wheelchair. Let's take a look at that. Let's put this off to the side. Yeah, this is not good here. I mean, it looks like he's missing a little bit of paint over where his hairline is. I mean, they've molded the detail there. There's no real. They just didn't paint anything, and this paint job on the head really sucks. At least on my copy here. It's probably hard to see on camera. This thing is so small. But no big deal. I mean, it's cool they have it. It can sit on the shelf. So there you go. There's a little figure there. All right, so let's put that off to the side, and let's take a look at Masterpiece Sunstreaker. Let's see if we can get the camera set up here. So we've got enough light here. Okay. Yeah, this is looking good just from the just taking it on the box. One thing I'm noticing is they don't have the Lamborghini logo on the front. It looks like it's, I mean, there's an indentation there for a logo. And I know on the prior MP cars, they definitely had a little blob there that kind of made it look like the Lamborghini logo. So that's kind of weird that that's not on there. Kind of wish that was. Love the chrome. The chrome on here. Wow, that really looks nice. Looks like a little bit of a possibly maybe that's where they took it off the sprue or something. Not too sure. Yeah, it looks like it's on both sides. That must be a snapping point for the actual sprue itself. But yeah, my chrome looks good on the top. Everything looks good. You can see this is it'll easily scratch most likely. But yeah, it really looks nice. I like the internal vents on the inside there. See if you can see those internal vents. I think that looks really neat. Definitely enjoy the blue tinted windows. I think that's very nice for them to do that. Let's see here. Yep, and then you can see the rest of the, so it looks like there could be, yeah, it looks like a little bit of a, see, that's the problem with chrome, is you just never know, but it looks like right down here there's going to be a little bit of a imperfection here, it looks like, on the chrome itself. And that's the trade-off, is you're going to have, you know, unfortunately you're going to have imperfections here and there with the chrome itself. But yeah, that kind of sucks, there's a little bit of an imperfection there. And I don't know if that's where they snapped. It doesn't look like it would be a sprue mark. It's just it looks like it's just an uneven chrome application there. And then another thing that I'm noticing here on the bottom is it looks like there's also some cellophane wrapping here and here, so that's probably telling me that there's going to be some paint rubbing in these areas here, and that's why there is the cellophane there. The back end, let's take a look here. Yep, it looks real nice. Yeah, and let's see, looks like, trying to see if there's a little bit of a imperfection back here maybe. Over by the Countach lettering, looks like there could be a little bit of extra paint there, not too sure. But yeah, I mean, overall looks pretty good. I mean, I really wish they would have a little bit better QC on the chrome itself. I'm sure there's a lot of rejects maybe that are more so damaged than this here, but this kind of sucks that there is a little bit of a chrome issue here. I'm guessing most of these are going to have some sort of a chrome issue here or there. So that kind of stinks. But okay, guys, we'll go ahead and we'll start to do the transformation in just a bit. Yeah, I mean, he really looks good in his alt mode. And then you should be able to, you can open up his doors, basically flip his doors up and out. Looks like they're all just kind of tabbed in. Everything, it seems like it's really tight on at least my version here. Alright, so you can flip out these side panels here. Just flip these side panels out. And then you should be able to flip up this whole piece. What you want to do is these little chrome bits here, just kind of pull these up a little bit. Just pull those up so they're kind of like that, and then you should be able to flip this whole entire unit should flip like this. Alright. So this joint is a little weird, but you just gotta be real careful, and you should be able to push this down. Kind of just compress that down into there, and then kind of close all this back up. Okay. And then got the rear tail lights, and it looks like the rear tail lights, they fold down, and then kind of just push them down so they kind of come out, and then it looks like they go down to form the rear tail light section. So that's kind of cool. So there's the LP500S mode. Alright, so it looks like if you just put a little bit of pressure here, and just kind of take your nail, they should pop open. So just kind of press down a little bit here on the front, just so you can crack that a little bit, and then they should just pop right open, it looks like. That's a badass looking car, man. That is pretty sweet. LP500S. That is real sweet. I mean, I think that's the cool thing is, like, even if you're, you know, if you're a car collector or, you know, whatever you are, whether you're a Transformer collector or car collector, hey, this is definitely cool to have a really, really nice looking model of an LP500S supercar. Really neat. Alright, well, we'll go through and we'll start the actual robot Sunstreaker transformation. Alright, so let's try to go for the regular transformation here. So let's open up the doors. Let's get these doors open on the side, just kind of flick them up. And let's pull these tabs out a little bit here so that's kind of opened up like that. And then we have to basically break apart the front of the car. So we got to pull that out at the front. So it's just basically a little pins at the front there. So you're going to kind of pull this out, kind of explode him a little bit. So that's an interesting transformation. I don't think I've seen that before. So we've got this split apart. Now we have to take these pieces here and then kind of fold them like that. Okay. So now we've got something that looks like that. Alright, so these feet pieces are going to basically collapse, it looks like. They're going to kind of collapse. Alright, so let's take a look at the foot here. So looks like we've got a little piece right here that has to flip this way, and then this piece here is going to have to flip that, and then it kind of pulls back, so it's on like a pullback joint there. So basically the foot itself is going to be kind of flat like that with the wheel, and then this is the heel spur for the foot. Alright, let's do the same thing for the other foot. And let me just tell you guys, these joints are kind of tough when you do this for the first time. I actually had a lot of trouble with this side, had to do it off camera. So I put it back into position just to kind of show you here again. So this is how it's supposed to look, and this is kind of where you're going to start from. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to pull this little piece of exhaust or whatever that is across like that, and then you're going to basically take this piece here, the tire itself, and you're going to kind of flip it up, and then you got to push it towards you so it kind of folds like that. And then once it's folded, you can see that it's basically the heel spur and his foot. So that's kind of how you're going to do that. Alright, so now you're going to kind of start with the legs. You're going to push this little panel down and back, and we're going to flip up these two little panels in there. Basically, we're going to start to straighten out the legs, and then these panels will kind of collapse in there. And this is where the cellophane is, so you know these are painted pieces, so you're going to want to kind of be careful. But that's kind of how you're going to start the leg transformation there. Alright, so let's get these legs transformed the rest of the way here. So you're going to basically take out this side panel, kind of flip it towards you, and then you're going to basically flip this whole assembly down and then just kind of slide it in for now like that. So you're going to do the same thing on this side, where you're going to kind of pull that out. Just pull that out a little bit, and then you're going to flip that whole unit down, and then just kind of go ahead and just slide that in kind of like that. And then you're going to turn it over to the back, and you'll see you've got these pieces here, which are going to kind of go in like that. Alright, and then we'll just simply fold the legs just so they are folded down. And there you go. You have some assembly of it looks like we have our legs. So that is part of the transformation. So there you go. Alright, so the next thing we'll do is we'll start transforming the upper part of his body. Alright, so the legs are done, so now let's start working on his back area here, or the middle section. Alright, so you have this this flap right here, you've got this hook, and then you've got this piece here. So you basically got to make sure all these pieces are kind of moved out of the way, and then there's a little bit of a kind of a flippy thing right here. So this is going to flip down kind of like that. So you can see that panel is going to get flipped down. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, just kind of flip that down. So that's like that. So you're going to have something that kind of looks like this at this point here. Alright, so the next thing we got to do is we got to basically get this window here. So we're going to basically flip this piece up a little bit here. Kind of flips up and out of the way, and then it'll free up the motion for this center section, and then this whole center section is going to kind of flip around to there on the other side. So you're going to kind of have that look like that, and then this piece is going to kind of collapse down there. Alright, so you're going to have this this little section down here. You're going to basically want to kind of compress this whole thing together, so that way it's just all kind of compressed. So that's where you're going to be kind of in the transformation. Alright, so let's work on the back part of this. So I'm going to go ahead and going to flip our lights back up and put them back to... Alright, so go ahead and crack this spoiler in half, and then make sure this little tab is up, and then this whole entire piece here will be able to move. So we've got something that's cracked open, kind of like this is where you're going to be at. Alright, so just go ahead and flip this chest around. Alright, so we'll turn him off to his side. So now that you have this hole, you can just kind of pull this a little bit apart, just a little bit here, just so everything is kind of free. And then this whole back section, just kind of unlock everything a little bit. This whole back section should just freely be able to kind of move down. Alright, so just make sure you move these little thruster pieces, make sure these are pointing up, and then you're going to take these little rockets here and you're going to kind of push those up, and then this piece here is also, it's kind of hard to do it on camera here, but this piece is just going to kind of flip in, kind of like that. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so that way you're going to have something that basically looks like that, where these rockets are kind of pushed in, and then these panels are pushed in as well. Alright, so now take this whole entire assembly here and kind of push this together. So you're going to kind of smush this together, and then there's a little joint here where this is basically going to, just be careful, it's just going to flip around like that. So you're going to have basically that whole piece flipped around. That's going to happen, and then these pieces are going to actually fold up and around. Alright, one thing I want to show you guys is this window part. It's a little bit tricky, so get them kind of in this position where the window is kind of out like this, and this arm is actually face down. Take the backpack, and what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of the window is actually going to slide behind the actual louver itself, or the spoiler. So that's going to kind of slide back there. Can you see that motion there? See how that kind of slides back real nice? So that's kind of what's going to happen for that piece of the transformation. So I just wanted to kind of show you that. And then this whole backpack at this point should kind of go down, and then you basically take this piece here and you attach it to this back piece, which kind of secures everything, and that locks everything basically in place. So that's how you're going to properly transform that back piece. There should be no pressure is needed. It just slips in between that little section there. So that's kind of where that's where we're at in the transformation. Guys, we're getting close here. So now we'll go ahead and we'll separate his arms. So we're just going to take off this little cellophane wrapper, and we're going to separate his arms like this. These are going to go down like that. Alright, so his arms have like a little bit of a motion here. You can just kind of pull his arm down a little bit. It'll kind of extend, and I've got his fingers. This whole flap thing should open and push his wrist out. And then that should kind of snap like that. You can kind of turn that around. And then you can kind of do the same thing on the other side. This whole piece kind of extends down, and then you've got to basically crack it apart. And then, well, of course, make sure you get the wrist out first. Okay, so here we have, oh, and these towers should turn around because that's not the way. So you can just kind of turn these around so the towers kind of look like that. Alright, so now you've got a couple little tabs over here we got to pop out. Just kind of pop up these little tabs right there. And then finally, just the center chest here, there's a little bit of a nub. Just kind of move that up to the top, and there is Sunstreaker. So that's cool. And then just fold his chest down like that. And then I think these should lock in here. Yeah, should have those little nubs should just kind of lock in. Yeah. I think that's compressed all the way. Yeah, I mean, it feels secure. So then we'll go ahead and we'll fully extend and raise the camera. Alright guys, well there is Sunstreaker. Definitely decent amount of transformation. Pretty fun transformation. Yeah, I mean, you know, even with the little chrome defects that I have, you know, it still looks good. I mean, you can clearly see that there is a chrome defect like right over here and like right over here. But it still looks good. The chrome is so shiny you really can't tell. Plus it's going to be facing towards the back, so I'm not going to really see it. Yeah, I mean, you know, the transformation is real. It's a really neat transformation. I'm pretty happy with how the transformation is. Yeah, I mean, it's got this little butt flap, I guess you can call it, back there. But that's okay. I'm fine with it. He's got the nice heel spurs. Joints feel really good. Definitely feel good. arms out. Yeah, so he can do splits. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, lots of articulation on this figure. Seems like a lot more articulation than. I mean, this is obviously a new transformation for the Lamborghini. You know, this is totally different than the Sideswipe mold. Is the price worth it? I don't know. I still think spending. I imported this guy with shipping, with paying for the fast shipping. It still ran about 90. I think I paid $95. So I mean, even with the fast shipping, it was still pretty pricey. You know, around $100 price point. But you know, it's, you know, I guess we're paying for engineering, so you know, I guess that's what we're paying for. He's got his little pistol. Let's see here, see how well this is gonna work. So he's still got that little indentation in there for his. Move the thumb a little bit for the pistol. Yep. It's pretty neat. It's double jointed elbows. I mean, that's cool. That's good to have that double jointed elbows. He's got ankle tilts, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think he's a really good figure. His face must just pop off or something here. I mean, I know it's easy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the face just basically pops off. Let's go ahead and give him a nice smiley face. Pop that on. So let's see here. Should just pop right in there. Yep, and there you go. There's a smiley face. And he also actually comes with the alien space mask that you can put on. And I think, let's see if that, so it looks like you just have to move his head up, and I think that just goes on his whole entire head there, it looks like. Yeah, so it just kind of, that's cool. From that one episode, and that's how they always do it, from that one episode. Definitely really impressed with the amount of articulation he has. Definitely has a lot. A lot of paint on him too. I mean, all this stuff is painted, and that's why it was wrapped in cellophane. You can tell this has all got a finish on it. Kind of wish they would have done something in here. Not too impressed with how you're able to see the actual rods that are connecting that panel. That kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I think it's a good figure. It's got a really nice waist swivel, so you can get some nice movement. And I mean, he's just very posable. You know, everything is posable on him. As far as, I mean, you can see his feet. They just, you know, they basically plant to the ground in any position. Alright, so just some finishing touches here that I noticed. This leg definitely has a little bit of a gap here, and what I noticed here is there is, right between here and here, is a small little small little tab. So what you have to do is kind of move. If you kind of pull this forward, just apply a little bit of strength there, pull that forward so that kind of locks in. Well, make sure your flap is up here, but yeah, pull that forward a little bit, and then that will lock it in real nice and secure. So that looks a lot better. I like that. So you can see how that leg is really nice now. So, and I already actually did it on the other side. That looks much better. So there's really no gap. That makes it look really good. Now I'm more happy with it. Yeah, this figure is really good. Like I said, I wish these figures weren't so expensive. I feel spending $100 or $120, you know, it's still a lot of money. I mean, I understand that they've got this engineering, and this is a new engineering mold for them, but I kind of wish that, you know, it wouldn't be so much. I mean, I think we got spoiled when the original Dotson Brothers came out, and they were, you know, they were imported price around, you know, $60 shipped. I think we got a little bit spoiled with that maybe, but yeah, you know, this is definitely a good figure. I'm definitely happy I have him in my collection. Hopefully we'll get many more wonderful figures from Takara, and hopefully the whole merger thing with Hasbro won't affect anything to do with the Masterpiece line. Alright guys, well, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Please come back to see more of my collectibles. Thanks guys.